Before we jump into today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to our channel sponsor, Many Realms. If you're looking for Magic the Gathering and Magic the Gathering related supplies, be sure to check out ManyRealms.com. I'll post a link to their website in the video description, so be sure to go check them out. What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG, and it's time for some Zendy-tendies. It's been a minute, but today we're going to do a collector box battle of Zendikar Rising. Really fun product. Haven't revisited, like I said, we haven't revisited in a while, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to crack into. How this thing is going to work for those of you who are unfamiliar. We have 4 participants. Each one of them is going to get 3 packs. We're going to open those packs in rounds of 3, adding up the mana values for all the rares and all the mythics. And at the end of this thing, the person with the highest total mana value and the person with the lowest total mana value amongst rares and mythics are each going to get one of the 2 box toppers in this box here. What makes Zendikar Rising so fun to open? There's some good, there's a good mythic cycle of lands that I enjoy, but you have as box toppers, you get 2 box toppers. Each one of us is a non-foil expedition land. So I'll set those off to the side here. What? Whoa. Bonus? Okay. That is not normal. That's you totally, you get 2 box toppers. Well, we got a bonus box topper. Is there a 4th? That'd be great because everyone wins. No. So there's 3. So now I have to decide what I'm going to do here. So, what do we do? Let me think about this. Let me shuffle these. So the spiel I was going to give that typically works out in, basically every other instance we've ever opened is you get 2 box toppers. And then the other beauty of this is the non-foil expeditions. Typically in these packs, you get 1 to 3 foil expeditions. But I will say we have had a 0 expedition box. I didn't think it was possible. We did have one once. Feels bad. But typically it's between 1 and 3. So on average, you get 4 expedition lands per box, 2 non-foil and 2 foil. All right, so we got 3 for Daniel B, 3 for David S, 3 for Fox Darts, and 3 for Jeff S. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the extra one to the high. So the high, it's bonus. Like you're typically on 2 box toppers. So a little higher stakes here, but it's free. Thanks a lot, Watsy. So the high is going to get 2 box toppers. The low one. Here we go. I was thinking about giving it to the middle, but then that leaves somebody left out, and I don't love that either. So, yeah, it's just going to sweeten the pot for the high. Okay, well, we already start off on a good note because free box topper is amazing. Okay, Daniel B. Incentive for the high. Starting off with a Crawling Barrens, that is a land that is a 0 for mana value. Followed by our first pathway. You typically do get about 3 or 4 pathways per box. So dual-sided cards, we would count both sides, but there is no mana value in the back because these are pathways. Foil pathway, which is a decent land cycle. And then we have a couple of, uncommon and possibly rare of the showcase. First mythic is Jace Mirror Mage. Possibly the worst Jace ever printed, unfortunately. That is a borderless Jace. That is a 3 for mana value, and it is a mythic nonetheless. Uncommon Rewind Crab. It's rewind. And then, Onto Inversion. Onto Inversion is a big old beefy 8-4 mana value. We say we sleeve up mythics, so we will count Jace as such. But Onto Inversion kind of saved. I'm not sure if it saves this pack or hinders you from the low. But here we are. We have ourselves a 3 plus 8. That's an 11. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope. Okay. 11 it is. Box topper thing really threw me off. Man, what if it's something really, really good? Crazy. All right. The thing about the expeditions is you got all the fetch. Like there's the man lands. There's some swings and misses, right? There has to be. But you've also got, I think, like Wasteland, Strip Mine, all the fetch lands, Ancient Tomb. There's some good ones. Okay, David. You start with a Wayward Guide Beast, the terrible Goblin Guide, like the wannabe Goblin Guide. Legion Angel. Did see some play back when it was in Standard. That's a 4. Prowling Felidar. Another Rewind Crab. Excuse me. Next pathway is Branch Loft Pathway as the borderless version. And there's the Boulder Loft Pathway, the backside of that. Conclude with a Kargan Intimidator. Okay. So we have a 2, 6, 7, right? 4, 5, 6, and 7 it is. That's an even lower pack. Yeah, that Ondu inversion. That's a. There are some things in here that have some exceptionally high mana values. All right, Fox starts. Already seen a couple of pathways. It's pretty common for us to have like 3 to 4 pathways per box. Some of the there's a couple of really good uncommons in here, I will say. Those modal uncommons. Start off with a Null Priest of Oblivion, the extended art. That's a 2. Ooh, a little mythic action. That is Lithoform Engine, pack foil Lithoform Engine. That's actually one of the, I think, cooler mythics in this set. That is a 4. Huh, interesting. Kazandu Nectarpot, Skyclave Pickaxe. We've not seen a rare out of that slot yet. Oh, Kazandu Mammoth. All right, there we go. That is a little Mammoth action. That is a 3 for mana value. McKindy Ox and a Tabarax Hope's Demise as the extended art foil. Let's sleeve up the Lithoform. So we have ourselves a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 5, 8, 12 it is. All right, Jeff, we are to you. No appearances of foil expeditions yet. Extra box topper. Wow. All right. It hasn't happened in my boxes. All right. Here we go. We have a Relic Robber. I used to try to play with this card to make it good, and it doesn't quite get there. It's a 3. Linvala, Shield of Seagate. That is also a 3. Nectarpot, Pickaxe. Rare is Valakut Exploration as a 3. Hellhound in the foil showcase. And a Myriad Construct extended art foil back there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 3, 6, 9, 13 it is. No foil expeditions yet, and none of the appearances of like the Mythic Land Cycle, which are the Mythics I kind of want to see, like between Seagate Restoration. I think Seagate by itself is like a $30 just for a base copy at this point. After the first round, Daniel with an 11, David S in the low with a 7, Fox starts with a 12, and Jeff S in the high, technically with a 13, albeit very tight. Some low mana value packs, because like I said, there is a few. I mean, Daniel's without that Ondu inversion is an extraordinarily low pack. There's some other high mana value stuff out there. Here we go. Roiling Vortex, not a bad little enchantment. That is a 2. Followed by a Crag Plaith Behemoth, a Balith, excuse me. That is a 7. There's one of those. Squiddy. Brushfire Elemental. Another mythic. It is Nissa Shadowed Bows. Really cool art. Beautiful art on it. Again, neither one of the Planeswalkers really hit. I kind of like Nissa, but not like a mega hit. That is a 4 for mana value. Brushfire Elemental in that showcase foil, and then conclude with a Kaza Royal Chaser. All right, so we will sleeve up Nissa. 4, 5, 6, 13, 14, 15, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 it is. And that puts you at a 26. Guess we'll put Nissa on top. All right, David. You have the low right now. Here we go. First is, well, that's going to help the low. Throne of McKindy, extended art, rare land, into Myriad Construct pack foil. That is a 4. Hellhound. Canopy Baloth. Rare is Phylath, World Sculptor. That's kind of one of those higher mana value ones I was thinking of. That is a 6. Into Dreadworm. And conclude with a Lotus Cobra. Lotus Cobra is kind of coming back a little bit. That is a foil showcase Lotus Cobra. Not a bad pull there. All right, so we've got 6, 7, 8. Is that 12? 6, 10, 12 it is. And that will put you at a 19 now. Fox starts. I would very much like to see one of those coveted foil expeditions we were talking about. All right, here we go. Akiri, Fearless Voyager Extended Art. It's a 3. Followed by Knoll Priest of Oblivion, pack foil. That is a 2. Scythecat, Geopede. Rare is Bright Climb Pathway. It does flip into the Grim Climb Pathway. What is that, like a 3rd pathway, I think? All right, little Ox action. And we have a Extended Art Foil Drana, The Last Blood Chief. That is a mythic. That is kind of cool. Sleeve that up. Huh. 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that a 10? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Puts you at a 22. 22. All right. Jeff, you have a 13 coming into this round. It was technically the high. Currently chasing 13 to tie for the high. 14 to take back the high. Start off with an Aura Skyclave Hierophant. That is a 4 extended art. Followed by a Nahiri's Lithoforming. That is the pack foil. That is a 2. All right. Lagak. Ox. Next up, Riverglide Pathway. That's our 4th pathway. Another borderless, beautiful Riverglide Pathway. I'm not sure that's what you wanted to see there, though, as far as mana value is concerned. It does flip to the Lava Glide. You can play it on either side. All right. And conclude with a Tazri, Beacon of Unity. That is a 5 extended art foil mythic. We have largely missed on with our mythics thus far, have we not? Boy, 2 Planeswalkers and Tazri and Drana. Huh. Kind of an ouch. 5, 6, 7. Is that 11? 4, 5, 6 plus 5, 11 it is. And that will put you at a 24, very much in the hunt for the high. All right, we head in the last round already. Daniel B in the high with a 26. David S in the low with a 19. Fox starts with a 22, and Jeff with a 24. Here's the deal. We have seen no foil expeditions out of this box. We've seen a healthy amount of mythics, albeit largely misses. And I think we've seen 4 of the pathways. Might be live for 1 more still, which could be a monkey wrench for somebody. All right, last round. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. Daniel, you start off with a Tajiru Paragon. That is a 2 extended art. Followed by a Magmatic Channeler. Saw some Fringe Standard play when it was around. That's a 2. All right, Dreadworm into Scythecat. Next up is Skyclave Shade. That is a 2. Also saw some Fringe play when it was around. Yep, Foil Squiddy. And conclude with another Legion. Is that another Legion Angel? Did we get 2 extended arts? It's at least our second of the box. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? 2, 4, 6, and 10. Interesting. That will put you at a 36. You are in the high for the moment, but definitely left the door open. All right, David. You're in the low right now. The next low is Fox Darts, who is at a 22, so 3 more than you. Take that for what you will. Here we go. Little forced action. All right. Nimble Trap Finder. Extender. That's a 2. A mythic. Oh, not sure that was the right time for that mythic. That is Amaria's Call. That is a 7 mana value. Cool card. Does flip into the Shattered Skyclave. But a 7 mana value in that spot. It's going to make things interesting. Spitfire Lagak. Fledgling. Next up is another Lotus Cobra for you. Sure. The Lotus Cobra Wrangler. All right, that is a 2. Geopede. And then conclude with a Zerath Sand the Trickster. That is a extended art foil Zerath. That is a 5 for mana value. Whoa boy. 7, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 2, 4, 9, 7, 16 it is. That will put you at a 35. I'm not positive that's where you want to be. You're technically the low right now, but right now Daniel is the 36. A bit of a precarious position there. You need basically Fox Darts and Jeff now to both jump Daniel to stay in the low because you can't capture the high. Fox Darts, you're at a 22. Next in line for the low at this moment. Here we go. Start off with a mythic. Gosh, man, we have whiffed on the mythics, huh? Seagate Stormcaller. This is like a bad, Snapcaster Mage? Extended Art, Seagate Stormcaller. Followed by Coveted Prize. That is a 5 for mana value. Lagak, Squiddy. Rare is Scooty Swarm. That's a 3. Yep, all right. Felidar. And a, Clearwater Pathway. Yeah, Borderless Pathway. Well, flips into the Murkwater. Seagate Stormcaller, technically a mythic. 2. Well, let's see, 2 plus 5 is 7. 8, 9, 10. 3, 8, 10 it is. Put you at a 32 Fox Darts, and it does put you in the low. Jeff, there's one pack in this box. We have not seen a foil expedition, and now I have my doubts, unfortunately. I guess it's a good thing we got the bonus box topper. Jeff, you're at a 24. The deal is you are chasing 12 for the high, and I have no idea. Well, I think you probably have the mythic, like that tiebreaker, so with Tazri on top, so you need a 12 to tie and force the tiebreaker. Otherwise, you would need to come in below 8, which would jeopardize Fox Dart's low. You have some options. We have seen, I think, at least 5 pathways, though. But there are other rare lands as well, depending on where you want to go. There's also a few pretty high mana value things that I can think about there. Here we go. We're going to start with an Inscription of Abundance. That is a 2. Follow that. Wayward Guide Beast. Interesting. That is a 1. Next up is a Skyclave Shade. That is a 2. It's going to put you at a 5 total right now. Pickaxe. Inscription of Insight. Extended Art Foil. I was like, man, if that's an expedition, that also wins it. Unfortunately, it's not. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 4, a 9. Puts you at a 33. Just missing the low. Wow. I'm not sure that I saw that being the path, and then it was. And then the Inscription of Insight took that away. So the bummer part is another. This is like only the second time. I've opened a fair amount of these boxes that I think I've even seen a foil expeditionless box. I guess it's a good thing we got the bonus box topper, and hopefully those are good, because we kind of largely whiffed on the mythics. All right, well, Daniel B, against kind of all odds, you hung on with a 36, so you're going to get the high and capture bonus box topper. David S with a 35. Fox Darts also holds off the low with a 32, and Jeff finishes with a 33. So there was 3 mana value difference between the high and the low in this box. Pretty insane battle. All right, well, let's see some magic out of these box toppers. I can't remember. I don't think these are. Pull tab. All right, Fox Darts. You have the low, you have the honors. You are going to get a Strip Mine. Hey, all right. I like Strip Mine. That's not terrible. That is nice. Daniel B. Bonus box topper. First one is a Verdant Catacombs. Very, very nice. So a fetch land. So Strip Mine and fetch land to start us off with our box toppers. And because we got a bonus box topper to sort of salvage this, since we didn't get any foil expeditions in the box. kind of the thing about single card box toppers. A little nerve-wracking to open sometimes. It is a Grove of the Burn Willows. Okay, not like a mega hit, but actually not terrible either. Grove is actually pretty serviceable. So the 3 box toppers, the non-foil box toppers, Strip Mine, Verdant Catacombs, and Grove of the Burn Willows, help bring up the rear on this box, because the box is, let's call it otherwise, a little disappointing. There are some really good mythics in this set, and we kind of somehow managed to dodge all of them despite having a good mythic count. Mary's Call's okay. We did get I think 4 or 5 pathways. But no foil expeditions does hurt a little bit, but I guess the bonus box topper sort of takes the sting out just a tad. Really good battle, though. Anyways, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me, hit the like button for me, and by all means, drop me some comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much, everybody, and be well.